All right, welcome everyone. Today, we're taking a deep dive into an explainer I like to call the art of building. Whether you're out there constructing a business, a home, a digital empire, or honestly just trying to build a better version of yourself, the act of creation is just totally fundamental to the human experience. We're going to explore this through some incredibly diverse and frankly surprising insights curated right out of issue 90 of the weekly NishIsHere newsletter. This newsletter does a fantastic job of gathering the most fascinating stories of creation from across the internet, and we've distilled them into a visual journey just for you.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here's our itinerary for today's curated journey. We'll kick things off with the foundation, then compare digital versus physical creation, look at framing your perspective, break down a zero-employee empire, and finish up with the catalyst. Let's get going.
Section 1. The Foundation and Steve Jobs' Secret Habit. Every massive thing we build, well, it starts right here in the mind. And when you think about modern visionaries, obviously Steve Jobs pops up. Picture this. It's late on a Thursday night about 12 years ago, and Jobs actually shoots an email to himself. He wrote, "I grow little of the food I eat, and of the little I do grow, I did not breed or perfect the seeds." In just 132 words, literally a tiny email, he laid out this profound sense of interconnectedness. He was basically cataloging how his entire life was propped up by other people. The music he loved listening to, the language he used, the laws protecting him, even the very tech he built upon. The big takeaway here, gratitude. Recognizing that we're all standing on the shoulders of giants is absolutely crucial. It's the ultimate starting block for any creator.
Moving on to Section 2, digital versus physical creation and pushing through setbacks. Now think about the sheer scale of how we build things today. On one side, you've got the digital world, infinite, intangible code. Look at the journey of Felix, better known to the internet as PewDiePie. For a long time, he was the absolute #1 creator on YouTube. Step 1 for him? Literally screaming his head off at scary video games. But track that evolution with me. He moves overseas, completely transforms his health and gets super fit, becomes a husband, a dad, and eventually, get this, trains his very own AI that actually beats ChatGPT in specific parameters. No way, right? It's a crazy ride. But it brilliantly illustrates how digital creation lets you pivot endlessly. You can start out in pure entertainment and end up deep in cutting-edge machine learning.
But let's pivot sharply to the physical world, getting our hands dirty. Back in June of 2023, a couple bought 34 acres of completely neglected, overgrown farmland in Dordogne, France. Fast forward just 1 year later, we're talking repaired buildings, a thriving, sustainable vegetable garden, and a fully fixed tractor. What a quick before and after snapshot doesn't show you, though, is the sheer grit. The relentless rain, the total physical exhaustion, the massive, heartbreaking setbacks they had to push through to make that transformation happen. It really is this powerful reminder that while building digitally takes serious mental agility, building in the physical world demands pure, raw, tactile resilience. All right, Section 3, Framing Your Perspective and the Ultimate Question.
So once you actually start building, how do you capture it? How do you frame your work for the rest of the world? There's this fantastic video essay by filmmakers Taylor Ramos and Tony Zhao, and they ask one singular, absolutely crucial question. Where do you put the camera? Now, if you're a filmmaker, you're agonizing over this every single day. But let's look at it metaphorically for a second. Whenever you're building something, whether it's a project, a startup, or even your family life, where are you pointing your focus? What are you deliberately choosing to highlight? Your metaphorical camera placement dictates your entire narrative. It tells everyone around you, and honestly, it tells yourself what actually matters most in the scene of your life.
On to Section 4, the zero-employee empire and the art of execution. Let's step into the arena of pure, modern execution. We're looking at a fascinating case study from a Starter Story episode where Pat Wall sat down in downtown NYC with Justin Welsh, $1.7 million. Think about that number for a second. That is his annual business revenue. By any metric, that is a colossal financial achievement. But you know what? That massive number isn't even the most impressive part of the story. Here is the real punchline. 0. He has exactly 0 employees. Justin built this $1.7 million empire entirely as a solopreneur. I mean, there's no massive payroll, no clunky HR department, just one individual executing at an absolutely elite level.
And this brilliantly illustrates the kind of leverage creators have today. Justin actually shared his exact playbook during that interview. We're talking a hyper-refined content strategy, a super tight stack of essential digital tools to automate his workflow, a ridiculously rigorous daily routine, and he freely hands out incredible advice for new solo entrepreneurs. He basically proved that with the right framework, one single person can generate the output and the revenue of a traditional company. It's for sure the ultimate execution of the art of building in our digital age.
Finally, Section 5, the catalyst, and stop seeking motivation.
So, we've covered a ton of ground today, right? From Steve Jobs' quiet gratitude, to a YouTuber training AI, a couple restoring a farm in France, to a multi-million-dollar solo empire. But what's the common thread here? What is the actual spark? It's this. Stop seeking motivation and start building. We all spend way too much time waiting for the perfect conditions, or waiting to suddenly feel inspired. But the truth is, motivation is fleeting. It's a byproduct of action, not a prerequisite for it. Honestly, whether you're out there clearing land in the freezing rain, or writing lines of code, or drafting content for your business, the secret is just to begin. The sheer act of building is what actually generates the energy you need to keep going. Now, everything we unpacked in today's explainer, it all came from just one single issue of the weekly NishIsHere newsletter. If you're loving this kind of efficient, high-impact learning, and you want to join over 2,000 curious minds who get these bursts of inspiration delivered every single week, you've got to check out NishIsHere.com. Seriously, it's an incredible resource to keep your mind sharp and your building spirit totally fueled.
And that brings us to the end of our explainer. I just want to leave you with one final provocative question. What will you start building today? Don't wait around for motivation to magically strike tomorrow. Grab your tools, decide right now where you're going to put your camera, and just take that first step. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and happy building.